So we'll get started. It's 2 minutes after. So thank you everybody for coming. We're so excited about these product passions. Hey Maria, it's so good to see everybody. So today we are going to be talking about the fourth drink. Well, technically it's the third we've talked about, but it's the final fourth drink added to the line, the 4 different categories. And it is called ReNue. So some of you might have already tried it, some haven't, maybe some are curious. And so this one is actually in the calm category. We know that we have 4 categories. We have lift, clarify, balance, and calm. And I would say right about now, we need a whole heck of a lot of calm in our lives because it seems like a lot of people are just dealing with so much anxiety, so much stress. Even maybe you were able to maintain it pretty well, and now with the whole situation we're in, it's just going haywire in our brains a lot of times. So what can we do to help calm the brain, calm the body? And so that's what we're going to talk about here. Now, obviously, I can't go into every little detail of every plant and herb and all of that, or we'd be here all day and nobody wants to do that. Okay, so I'm going to try and touch on some important little facts here, and then we're going to share some experiences also so we can see what it's doing for other people. So why renew ourselves? Well, I don't think we really need to ask that question. We all need it. A lot of us are get in this fight or flight state of mind, and that causes, it wreaks havoc on the body and the mind. So how can we calm that part of our brain? And what happens is when we are calm, we are not run by our emotions. When things are out of balance in our brain, we react out of emotion instead of reason. And so this is so, so important, especially for us women, because we have to take care of so many different things in our lives, and we need all the calm that we can get so that we can make decisions based on reason instead of emotion and fight or flight. So that's where this ReNue drink comes in. There's so many benefits, not only emotionally, but physically. And we know that everything that happens here affects our bodies also, and our bodies affect our emotions. So that's why Soul Naturals has put together such beautiful combinations like this to help balance both at the same time. One of the things that we know is so, so important is sleep. Getting good sleep is so necessary. You know, so many people are taking Ambien and different medications just to help try to shut their brain down enough so that they can go to sleep. And we know that, you know, with that can come side effects and dependency and things like that. So what is it that our brain needs so that it can naturally help our brains to shut down on their own so that we can get this deep REM sleep? Because that's where our bodies, our cells rejuvenate and repair as well. We are sleeping. So as we're going through the day, our brains accumulate byproducts of neural activity. They accumulate, which is why at night sometimes we have a hard time. But the thing is once we're sleeping, those byproducts get cleaned. They get cleared from our brain as we sleep. So we want to make sure we're giving our brains what it needs to be able to sleep properly. So we're going to go into some of these benefits. Obviously, it's not just sleep, but we've had lots of experiences with people who've suffered from chronic insomnia, and they just added this one, and it changed everything with their sleep patterns in a really good, powerful way. And we know what happens when we don't get enough sleep. It is bad news. We all know that, what happens to us when we don't get enough. So we're going to go into right now some of the different plants, whole plants, and adaptogens that are in these formulas. So we'll get that up on the screen. First of all, oh, no, we're not. We're doing a video. Yay. I forgot about that.
Little Boy Blue by Soul Naturals. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. But where is the boy that looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. How does he slumber? What does he do? Each night before bedtime, he drinks Soul ReNue. helps him relax. It helps him stay calm with herbs like wood betony, yuzu, and lemon balm. It has motherwort, passion flower, and chamomile, so Blue wakes up well rested and wearing a smile. What is the moral of the story about Boy Blue? Raponticum, or marl root, also in ReNue.
Okay, we just thought that was just a cute little video to show. Not super informative, but super cute, you know. It just shows how important it is. Okay, so we are going to, these are the ingredients, and so we're just going to touch on a little bit and what they do. And it's really insane thinking about what just one of these will do. And so we're just going to touch on a little bit. So first we're going to go into yuzu. Yuzu is a natural, it's a hybrid between, if we could put that the first slide up, it's a hybrid between papaya and mandarin orange. And it's actually the most popular fruit in Japan. And it's really known for its soothing properties. It helps to also relax the muscles. It helps with healing with the skin. Endocrine stress, that is a big issue. The more stress we are under, the more different body systems break down, and it weakens our adrenal glands. It helps metabolism. It's extremely high in antioxidants. It's very high in vitamin C also, and phytonutrients. And another thing that is so healing is also the sense of smell. And there's an aroma to this fruit, yuzu. And people don't eat the fruit, but like we would eat oranges. That's not how they use the fruit. A lot of them do baths. They grind it up, dry it and grind it up. And that's how Soul Naturals, how they use it. But it's extremely helpful for the immune system as well because of the phytonutrients, the vitamin C, the polyphenols. It has potassium, and all of this is naturally occurring. So a lot of times people will say, well, what about my vitamins and what about this and that? And the more you learn about Soul products, we'll see the different vitamins that are naturally occurring that actually are better for you because the body knows what to do with it because it's naturally occurring vitamins in these plants. So we get a lot more from them than synthetic vitamins. So this is actually an interesting fact about yuzu. But smell is very powerful in helping and getting through to the limbic system, which helps with emotions. So there's a lot of factors in why yuzu is very soothing. It has very soothing, relaxing properties in it. It also really helps with insulin management and muscle recovery. So that's also really important. And we're going to go into that more also. And then we'll go on to the next one. The next one is lemon balm. This one, it increases dendrite growth through lower cortisol. The more stress we're under, the more cortisol levels we have. They go up higher and higher, and that actually is what it keeps you from losing weight. It makes you gain weight. So the more stress we're under, the higher our cortisol levels. So this helps lower the cortisol levels. Lemon balm is extremely good for anxiety, for lowering the stress levels in the body. There's also studies that show that it really helps with sleep disorders, Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that. So that is another one that's really powerful. Then we have motherwort, another one. All of these in particular, especially focus in on the anxiety and depression and the hypertensive, like the brain, hyperactive brain. It also could help lower blood pressure, anticonvulsant. I do know that it has helped people that deal with seizures, so that it has made a difference. So there's a lot of different things that it really helps with. And then passion flower, we all know, I think passion flower is something a lot of us are very familiar with. Some people will take it by itself to just relax the body, help you sleep, help with anxiety, but it's especially anti-anxiety, very rich in things that help with anxiety. And then Raponticum. Now, probably a lot of people haven't heard of Raponticum. I'm just going to say the first part. But this one is actually becoming even more, common now. And this has been in this formula for quite a long time. That's what's so cool about Soul is they're very innovative and they don't go along with the fads, but they find the things that work so well together synergistically. And then later on, you start hearing about things like adaptogens was not a thing, you know, but that was Soul Naturals 8 years ago. That was really what they focused on studying in their combinations. And now it's like adaptogens are like all the rage now. So because they're very powerful. So Raponticum is actually, they did a study, a Russian study, where they took just Raponticum and it was 4 to 5 times a day. And it was 75% of their patients reported that their depression was nearly gone just from 4 to 5 times a day. So this is just one thing. It's also really, really good for athletes. You know, it helps with their muscle recovery. Things that they do that maybe the human body isn't really, has a hard time recovering from. Raponticum is actually a really good one for recovery time. It enhances muscle tissue. Man, I'm getting tongue twisted here. It enhances muscle tissue production. So this is something really good for athletes as well. And it is an adaptogen. Okay, so then we have wood betony. Now this one really helps to really relax the whole body, just to like really calm the whole body, especially in the head. And I know people that have used that for headaches, wood betony, and that really helps with that. It really helps with the digestion as well. These are just a few things that are really effective, but especially anxiety. And then of course, we're very familiar with chamomile. And the different things that chamomile does. I think we all think of sleepy time tea, you know, when we think of chamomile, just relaxing and going to sleep, having a good sleep. But there's actually a lot of really good things that it does for us. It's really good for wounds. I know that like our grandma, you know, she would make different poultices with things. And I know chamomile is one that really helps with that. Inflammation, hay fever, menstrual issues, ulcers, gastro pain. And again, it's going to relax you. It helps to relax the nervous system and the brain. So those are a few extra things. Schisandra berry. So this is interesting. This is an adaptogen. It helps manage neurotransmitters. It helps lower your cortisol, help raise your serotonin. It helps with dopamine. All of these do help with dopamine. Some other things that is interesting that studies have shown is that it really helps the liver. It increases glutathione. If anybody has heard of glutathione, that's actually the #1 way that the body detoxifies from toxins. So if we don't have enough glutathione, that's when our bodies can become very toxic, and our brains also can become toxic from specific, well, I'll say toxins, but it could be metals, it could be bacteria. They're all different types of things. So Schisandra actually helps to increase glutathione levels in the body, which is going to help detox the liver and everything. So it's very interesting, the power of this berry. You would never know it. And it also raises dopamine levels, which that's a big problem right now, is especially like I would say young people too, teenagers. They're really struggling with that also. And we're going to go into that after this, things that are really helping, you know, teenagers and kids right now, because they're really in a bad way, especially because of the situation we're all in right now. Okay, I think that was the last one. And so ADHD is something that is brought out because it brings out, it's an executive functioning problem, often not enough adrenaline to help the frontal lobes. Using stimulants is not counterintuitive, but it doesn't necessarily result in a calm brain. Often agitation results. So we've actually had some amazing experiences and results with this formula, ReNue. And a lot of people do it by itself, and some people mix it together, like both of them together like this, with Vital. And it's very powerful for the brain, especially those who struggle with things like ADHD. So we're going to go into some experiences right now. And so I want to turn it over to Veronica Cruthertz, and she is going to share some really powerful experiences that she's had.
Hey, you guys. I'm really excited because the ReNue helped one of our friends, and he was only 9 years old. But his grandmother has full custody of him, and he was on ADD and ADHD medication, and he just didn't feel like himself. He um, he couldn't really think. He felt like sedated. And so he begged his grandmother, please, like, I want to get off of everything. And, this is only just a little 9-year-old kid. So she determined that, she was going to do whatever she could to find another resource. And we met, and she started him on the ReNue. And this is 2 years ago, and he still takes it every day, just one packet. And she said he is himself again. He likes himself. He functions in school really well. And it's amazing, like his little life, at that age could change so drastically by taking one drink a day. And it's 2 years now, and they just keep up with it. And then another, my own personal experience was taking the ReNue helped me to actually be able to work out. I would work out and become so debilitated just by one workout because the cortisol levels in me would just build up so rapidly that I would not be able to function the next day. And never really make progress just in physical fitness. But I really think that the Raponticum and the other herbs allowed my body to be able to deal with the releasing of the cortisol levels. And I also found out that that particular adaptogen is a true anabolic agent. So that means that it's actually going to help build lean muscle mass, as where a lot of people that work out, weight lifters, they'll go to steroids because those are anabolic agents. But Raponticum is natural, no side effects, and you can gain lean muscle mass on your own while allowing the body to get rid of the cortisol. So it's helping the central nervous system. It's amazing, this particular drink. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Veronica. That's really cool. I know you have so much knowledge. I love it. I love it. We look forward to hearing more of you down the road too. Okay, so Rebecca, did you want to share your experience?
Sure. For me, I started having panic attacks where I felt like, if you've ever had a panic attack, it's like you feel like you're going to die. You can't get your air. You just can't come down from it. And the ReNue, because the way the formula is geared towards the adrenal system, it works phenomenally for people that have panic attacks. And so that drink has been a real lifesaver for me in my ability to regulate and even avoid that situation entirely, because we all have things that can trigger that type of a response. And once you have dealt with panic attacks, it can be kind of a scary thing when you are in that situation. So for me, it's been very, very helpful. So if you know anyone that is dealing with panic attacks, or if you've dealt with panic attacks, just having a little bit every night. I know the first time I had it, it almost made me feel a little bit buzzed because it was so relaxing. It doesn't, like, I don't know, it just is very relaxing and calming. So you'll notice some deeper sleep with it, and you'll just feel more calm. And it's a great way to avoid those panic attacks.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so funny because when it first came out, it knocked me out so hard. Like, I drank it and I was like, ugh. But that's the thing about this, is they're adaptogenic herbs. So you're not going to feel that way for long. Like, what happens is there's a balancing effect. So it could even make you feel more anxiety and stress because it's trying to balance you out. And so when you stick with it, then you get through that part where it's a little bit, you're not sure what's happening. And, at first someone said they felt like they had a glass of wine, and I was like, seriously, I want some of that. That didn't do that to me, but anyways, but after that, it leveled out, but they got good sleep, like deep REM sleep. And that's what this will do too. But like Veronica said about that little boy, he did it before school. And that's what we're finding, kids that struggle with ADHD, all of those things, that they do good with it before school in the mornings. So everybody's different. Everybody reacts differently. I can do it in the morning and be fine, but sometimes if my body needs to calm down at night, it will make me go to sleep. So it's just interesting. It does whatever we need it to do. Okay, so did anybody, okay, you know what, we'll do the raffle. What we'll do is I'll turn it back over to Becca. And actually, I don't know if you saw it, Becca, but I actually really want to give away, we were going to do something else, but I changed my mind as I'm, doing this. We want to raffle off a box of Calm. Normally we do small little things, but I want to do a Calm. I mean, ReNue, sorry, ReNue. It's Calm in a box. So we're going to go big today. Normally we do small things, but I'm feeling generous. I'm like, let's just do a box of ReNue. After talking about all its amazing benefits, I'm like, let's do it. Okay, so I think everybody was entered into the wheel. So I am going to turn it over to Rebecca, and she will do it.
Okay, so here we go. Let me go full screen. And here we go. Oh, Elena! Yay! Okay. So you are winning our box of ReNue. So we just need to get your address where you want it sent, and we'll have it sent right out to you. And so we're really excited to see how bringing this into your program can really help all of you guys. If you are already taking it, start noting the improvements that you're feeling, because sometimes it'll kind of creep up on us. We'll start feeling better and better, and we don't realize, oh my goodness, I haven't had a panic attack in a month, or, I reacted much better to that source of stress that I'm dealing with every day, whatever that is. So start paying attention to those things, and you'll start noticing that you are having certain benefits. And if you are on edge, if you are struggling with your reactions because your adrenals are shot, really consider adding ReNue into your program. And as you're, bringing it in, really make note of these things, because I think when we note how we feel from the beginning, you can easily track your progress through time. So we're going to do some Q&A, but I just wanted to remind you guys, next week, we're going to be having our product passion on Excel. So if you know anyone that's been interested in it or has questions about it, it's open to anyone. Feel free to share these invitations. We want everyone to feel welcome to join these meetings, because it's just such important information. And so if you're not in our group, if you are in our group, it doesn't matter. Come along, the more the merrier. We just want to help as many people as we possibly can. So we also have Friday at 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, a specialist training. So if you are a specialist, or if you are going to become a specialist, those are also available to specialists only. So I guess we can go ahead and open it up to questions and answers or experiences, if anyone has anything they want to share.
Feel free to raise your electronic hand. And those that have to go, it's okay. We wanted to wait till the end so that if you have to go, you can. And if you want to stay on, then please do. So if anybody has questions, experiences, comments, anything like that, feel free to raise your electronic hand. Okay, Rosa?
Rosa.
What?
We said people at the same time. So Rosa first, and then Helen.
Okay. So which one first, me?
Yeah.
Okay. So he does get seizures, and he's on Keppra. So would that help for him to get off of Keppra?
Well, we can't say that because we're not doctors, so we can't say what he should or shouldn't do, but we have had people that had kids that suffered from seizures, and adding the ReNue to their program and those whole plants and all of the effects that it has definitely helped. And that's something you'd want to talk to your doctor about, definitely. But we've seen it improve the situation tremendously, even if they had to take their medication. But that's something to, you know, talk with the doctor about. But these are whole plants. So we just definitely don't want people to take them at the same time as their medications or anything like that. So just spread it out and, you know, go from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no like interact, how do you call it? Like interaction with the
Interaction. Well,
Yeah.
I haven't found that with people. So we just recommend for people to just kind of, you know, weigh it out and talk to their doctors. But whole plants, you know, the thing that could happen is if you take it at the same time, the plants won't be as effective. But as far as interactions, we haven't seen any, but you know, that's something you weigh out and talk to your doctor too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I thought of him last week. I was thinking about him. Is it Josh?
Josh.
Josh. Hi, Josh. I see you. It's nice to have you with us. Okay. And then Helen.
So Tammy brought this up with me, and I actually wanted to say that this was like incredible for me because I was having extreme, like between anxiety and panic attacks that I wasn't sleeping. I would get maybe 3 or 4 hours a night. And to be honest, that first week between this and the Vertidimes, I've been sleeping like a baby and I'm out by like 11 o'clock. I don't do that. I haven't been like that. Even as a child, I was never sleeping. So this, I feel like it actually has been helping me a lot. I'm a lot calmer than I was before because I was very, because of situations, stressful situations, very high strung. But I've been feeling a lot better now when the past, and it's only been a month. So I'm actually very happy that I found it.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
Welcome.
Well, that's the thing. When you get sleep like that, it changes your life. Like really, truly. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, Helen.
Well,
Yay, Helen.
if I could add something to remember, you know, people that are under chronic stress for years or suffered from childhood abuse or were in a toxic relationship or multiple toxic relationships through their life, your adrenals get so bogged down. They get so overstressed. And so people years down the road, it'll turn into autoimmune diseases, you know, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, all of these things. And so by addressing the adrenals and really nourishing them, it just helps your body finally recover from all of these traumas. And it's so sad when you realize how many people really have dealt with some really serious traumas through their life and chronic long-term issues like that. So this is such a, it's in the calm category, and it is so calming, but with that, it's so healing and so good for recovery. So, you know, really look into it. I know we use Adaptable and some of these others for stress a lot, but ReNue is kind of this unsung hero in a lot of our programs where it really has helped with recovery from all sorts of injuries and traumas. So.
Yeah, and now like because I take a lot of soul products. I mean, I only started with 4 when I was all jacked up 8 years ago. But as we're talking about ReNue, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to do more of this when I work out because I'm like half dead afterwards. So I'm going to add this to more of this to my program during the day to help me with my muscle recovery. So this was good for me too. You always learn something new also. Okay, Maria, did you want to?
Yes, I just wanted to mention, we just got our products on Friday, I believe. But my experiences with my son, he suffers from depression. He's been through counseling and all different things. But we were so surprised, my husband and I, because by the second time that he took these products, he saw a huge difference in him. He says that for some reason at night he's able to sleep better, but when he takes it in the morning, he says that he feels happy throughout the day. It's just great.
Maria, that is so wonderful. I totally identify with what you're sharing because that was my big why is my son. And when you see them start to come alive and have that spark that you almost forgot they had, it is
Yes.
so powerful. And I'm telling you, it's going to get better and better. My son's been on these products for 8 years now, and it has only helped him. He started when he was 9 years old, and he's 17. And it's incredible. It's like it gives them the tools that they need to be able to be happy, and they forgot what it felt like to be happy. So I'm so happy for
Exactly.
you guys.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. That's so awesome. I know. Don't worry. This is a place where we all are in the safe tree. We can cry because I think everybody has kind of been in a place like that. And as a parent, you just want your kids to be okay. And it's really, it's hard to believe that something so simple could do so much. And I know that it does, because I'm living proof, and you know, a lot of people on here, or they know someone. And so it's really amazing. So I'm so happy that you found Soul. I think through Tammy, right? And that's the thing about this, you know, that's why I love doing this so much, because this isn't about just a business or, you know, selling something. Like, we need this. Kids need this. Adults need this. Parents need this, so they don't lose their crap. I mean, like, come on, we've got to carry everything, you know, or, you know, we've got a lot on our plate. So this is a blessing to have these combinations that change the brain and body so much that it does these things. Veronica, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted, I was going to say something, but to add to Maria and Rebecca, you know, it's just when you see the young ones, like I have 4 kids, and when they go through different phases, like of their ages and the different hormones, it's just like, it's so sad because you see them like they don't even know what's happening. And then when you have this amazing tool and you could just say, please go drink this, you know, or go right now and go drink this, because I'm seeing that you need help, like you need some nutrition, you need support. And then all of a sudden they're just like themselves again. It's just unbelievable. Like, for one moment they'll be detached, and then all of a sudden they're sitting right by you. They're just like, you know, it's a gift, unbelievable gift. But what I wanted to originally also say was that I've heard, and I think Tammy and a couple of other specialists have said that you can add the ReNue to to the Vital, and it will create like this synergy, like create this one plant almost, and help people that are really struggling. So that's another option if you guys need to, you know, have extra support even.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for sharing that, Veronica. Oh, Danielle, did you want to say something?
It took too long to raise my yellow hand. I was just wondering, I know you had mentioned earlier, so for young ones, teenagers, I guess it's usually best if they take it earlier during the day or at nighttime, or because I know it's adaptogens that do their work and work on individually. But I guess for those younger ones that maybe have like ADD or whatnot, usually in those cases, obviously not, you can't say blanket everything, but usually in those cases, it's best when they take it earlier in the morning. It has a better effect for those cases.
It seems that way. That's what I'm hearing from those that have kids that struggle with that in the morning is the best time for them. But, you know, you can kind of experiment with it and see.
Right.
But probably because they work so quickly,
Right.
you know, so that way it sets their day up for success and helps them. Tammy, I'm sorry, did you have anything else to say, Danielle? Oh, okay. Thank you. Tammy?
Sorry, I can't make this phone work. I was just going to say that for that, to me, adding the Vital in the morning to that is good, because then they don't get that sleepy effect. So for me, if I have them do it in the morning, I always have them add the Vital to it, just as a suggestion. But maybe it doesn't make everybody as sleepy as like it makes me. But if I have it by itself, I'm out. Like the glass of wine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are finding that the two together are amazing, like just powerhouse, those two together for anxiety and stress and calming the brain. So I've heard that from so many people. Rebecca?
I know for me, with my son, we do everything in the morning. So like he takes all his everything in the morning, his drinks, he combines them. He's a pro now, so he just chugs it and takes all his herbs. And then if he happens to like have a particularly rough day and he might need a little boost, I'll see him go in and get maybe a couple adaptables, or he'll have a ReNue at night. But we always start our day with everything. He's got his Vital, his Cinemate, his adaptable, his whole program. He does it first thing in the morning, and we find that most of the time he doesn't need any kind of boost at the end of the day. But you know, life happens, so sometimes it's a rough day. So what's cool about it is, you know, you've got a generation of kids that are all smoking weed and looking to all these other substances to calm down and calm the brain and calm down depression. And it has been such a gift having Soul, because I have a 17-year-old son who goes and gets 3 adaptable when he's had a bad day, or he uses some oils on his feet before he goes to bed. You know, like, you're creating a situation where your young ones have the tools to make good choices and actually do things that are strengthening their adrenals, strengthening their nervous system, you know, balancing their brain function, helping them function better and more optimally, rather than just numbing them and dimming them down. So you'll find that if you start the day with it, with everything that you've got them on, you have really good results.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so true. I mean, I think we should do one of our topics on teenagers and what they need, because our kids are suffering badly. And like Rebecca said, I mean, a lot of us don't want to talk about it, but none of us are exempt from our kids turning to things that aren't good for them. And the problem with, well, obviously we know there's a lot of problems with smoking weed, but one of the problems is it actually, it changes the chemicals in the brain. It changes their brain in a terrible way. It causes more anxiety. So here they think they're going to numb out, but it's actually causing more issues, more problems in the brain. It's causing more anger issues. Like, so these kids are lost. A lot of kids are lost. And even the ones that are raised in the best homes possible are struggling also with severe depression and anxiety. And it's a huge problem right now. So I think that should be something maybe we address on one of these, is talking about that, because we need to help save our kids. And this is a big deal. It's something so simple, but it literally changes their brain so much that they're different children. And they have tools so they don't turn to drugs, alcohol, you know, bad people to help them feel better, you know, getting in the system, you know, committing crimes. I mean, it's a process that happens with these kids. So anyways, but that's for another topic. But we just want to thank everybody for coming. If anybody else has anything else, I don't want to leave anyone out. But we really love that everybody is on here, and we know that, you know, we all care about our health and helping other people. So like Rebecca mentioned, so if anyone is ever interested in becoming a specialist, it's only $75. It's a one-time fee to start your own business, and you don't have to maintain anything. You don't, it's not, there's nothing, no strings, but it gives you an opportunity to help other people and make a living doing it. If you wanted to, if you don't, it's okay. And you just want to help people and maybe make a little extra money, you can. But, you know, to me, there's no better job on this planet than doing what I do. You know, it's like, yeah, it's amazing to do what I do and help people like this. And anyways, but so Fridays, you can go to the person that invited you here if you're interested at all in being a specialist. We do it 30 minutes on Fridays, self-growth, business development, and people are welcome to come that are interested in becoming a specialist. Okay, and so make sure you come on Tuesdays, because we give stuff away. It may not always be a box of ReNue. It might be an essential oil or something, but I felt generous today. And so Elena, congratulations. I realize you're Lorraine's mom.
Yes, yes, I am. Thank you so much, because I really use it too, and I love it.
Good,
Yes.
good. Awesome. Well, hopefully someday I'll see you again. It's been a long time.
Yes, yes, no. Well, I'm enjoying it. This is very informative, because I only take it in the evenings, and I like the idea with the mixing it together. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah. Everybody go do it if you got it.
Yeah, but Lorraine will give you my address.
Yeah, we
It's in
got
my
it. So
box.
we'll get that to you. Okay, Elena, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate
All
it.
right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We hope this helped add some value to your day and your life. And hopefully we'll see you Friday or next Tuesday. Oh, how old do you have to be a specialist? Technically 18. Technically. You never know, but technically, yeah. We can talk more about that. We can talk about that. We'll look into it. Okay, Danielle? All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Was nice seeing you.
Thank you
Good to see
guys.
you, Maria.
Bye.
Bye.